Okay, everyone, it's 1 o'clock, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So welcome to the All About Ramen panel. Thank you for coming today, everyone. So this is my first panel, so I'm a bit nervous. Thank you. I'm gonna try not to talk too fast and pace myself, but I'm just in love with ramen, and I want to share my love with you. Okay? So who I am, I'm Monet. I run the blog, the Picky Ramen Lover. It's usually DC area based, but I'm expanding more. If you guys wanted to take a picture of the QR code, it'll take you right to my Instagram account, the Picky Ramen Lover, or my website, thepickyramenlover.com. My goal is to try as much ramen as I can. So my blog is centered around first trying every ramen shop in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, or the AMV. But now I'm expanding, so I can't wait to try some ramen today up here in Pennsylvania. I am a ramen lover. I'm ramen obsessed. That's all I want to talk about. So I'll be saying that a lot. But make sure you guys are following me so you can follow me along on my journey. And I'll be starting a series soon, probably just road tripping for ramen. Okay, so we're going to start with, we're going to go back. During this panel, I'm going to have a few screens to kind of break up me just talking at you. This is not a lecture, so we're supposed to be having fun. So we're going to have a Guess That Anime section. When that pops up, I want to hear you guys say, Guess That Anime, real loud. So can we practice one time? 1, 2, 3. Guess That Anime. Okay, so then when the screen comes up, it'll show a picture of a ramen bowl, and you have to guess which anime it comes from. So raise your hand, and we'll pick on you, and you get a prize if you get it right. And then we have prizes for just some other questions throughout, so make it a little bit more fun. So let's start. What is ramen? Okay, ramen is a noodle soup from Japan, made with wheat noodles, either in a bone broth or a vegetarian or vegan broth. That is usually cooked for hours and days, sometimes topped with whatever toppings you like, but primarily it is sliced pork, soft boiled eggs, scallions, seaweed, bamboo shoots, oils. Those are what you usually find in a normal ramen bowl. It can take, like I said, hours or days to make, a lot of skill and a lot of patience to make each bowl. A lot of the companies I follow, they will post videos for days and days and days of boiling their noodles, boiling their bones for hours and hours, and the work that goes in ramen really makes, that's really what I love about it, how much work, dedication, and love go into every bowl. And then not all ramen is the same. Nearly every region in Japan has its own variation of ramen. Okay. The 3 main types of ramen are shio ramen, shoyu ramen, and miso ramen. That is defined by the tare, or the seasoning that goes into the ramen. So when you're boiling your bones all day, you're not adding any seasoning, no salt, no pepper, maybe a few onions and garlic, but what really seasons your ramen to give you that good flavor is the tare. So our shio tare is salt ramen. It's a very light broth, usually made with a chicken clear broth. The shoyu ramen has a little more depth to it. It's darker, it's made with soy sauce, that's the shoyu. And it can be served with the chicken clear broth, or the chicken creamy broth, or with pork bone broth. And then finally our miso ramen, which is fermented bean paste ramen. Usually if you go to a shop, they'll have the miso ramen as their vegan or vegetarian option. So you'll find that in most shops they offer the miso. The pictures I have here are from shops in DC. All the most of the photos I have are ones that were taken and are on my Instagram. So this one had a spicy miso, which is really good. Okay. So the basic components of your bowl are 5 sections. You'll have your noodles, your tare, your soup, your oil, and your toppings. So you would start with your tare, so you have your soy sauce and your salt and your miso in your bowl. Then you add in your hot broth, so mix that together, make sure your broth is really hot to focus everything together. Add your noodles on top. They have thin noodles for the thinner broths, thinner clear broths, thick noodles for your really creamy broths like your tonkatsu, and your tantan, which is like a sesame paste broth. And then on top of that, you can have your flavored oils. So when I make ramen from scratch, I like to use the oil that comes from boiling my chicken feet or my pig's feet. Use that oil, mix some garlic and scallions in there, put it right on top. It's a good time. And then my toppings, the chashu, which is the pork butt that's rolled up, cooked for hours, and sliced. Your vegetables, spinach. I love corn in my ramen, sweet corn, your eggs, and then whatever you like. So next is... Okay, so we have you first. What's your anime is it?
Is that Naruto?
So for an extra prize, who can tell me who won that competition? I saw back there, who do you see? Back there, blue mask? Nada. Win some Pikachu fish cakes. All right, so we're going to go into the brief history. So there's a lot of mystery and myths surrounding the actual history and origin of ramen, but most historians believe that ramen was introduced to Japan in the late 19th or early 20th century by Chinese immigrants living in the Yokohama Chinatown. So after Japan's defeat in World War II, the country had a big the worst rice harvest in 42 years, and the US, when we were occupying in Japan, we flooded the market with the cheap wheat flour. So that gave kind of rise to the need for the ramen, because they were using the wheat flour to make their bread, but Japan was known for their noodles, so they made it into the ramen that we know today, and not the Chinese ramen. Okay? Sorry, I'm going too fast. So with these combination of factors, with the war and then the rice shortage, ramen would now be associated with the urban life, and then Japan's industrialization and urbanization would popularize it across the country. Right? Another one? Who's first?
Hanya.
You have to wait a little bit. It takes 3 minutes. Okay, close your eyes. Keep them shut. Audio? No peeking. Get ready to look now. Abracadabra.
Awesome, good job, thank you. Okay, so for the ramen shop in 1910, the first ramen shop named Zenkaikon opened in Tokyo. Evenings in Japan, you would normally find a bunch of business people, businessmen, huddled around a single ramen shop, which was very popular. So Momofuku Ando, who is kind of like the father of instant ramen, he's got inspiration that night. He saw that in Osaka. He saw the demand and he created instant ramen. So he believed that instant ramen, instant noodles, would cure world hunger. But when it was first made, there was kind of an issue. The instant ramen would cost more than a pack of fresh noodles. So his chicken ramen was more of a luxurious convenience. It was for more the upper class. It wasn't really the college food that we see now today that you can go buy for 25 cents. So eventually, it would change over to the cheap staple that's in every kitchen now. And we're gonna see a video about how that became popular in the West in a second. So Japanese citizens have stated that instant ramen was the country's top invention of the 20th century. Okay, so how did it come here? So I'm gonna play a short video.
Why cup ramen is so popular worldwide. Explained in 3 minutes. Hi, I'm Sarah. I couldn't live without cup ramen. I wonder who invented it. Sarah's friend Toku is quite a gourmet and happy to explain. The history of instant noodles begins in Japan in 1958, when Momofuku Ando invented instant ramen. Momofuku was chairman of a credit association, but it failed, and he lost everything. It was just after the war. Food was scarce, and many were eating in the streets at ramen noodle stands. Momofuku saw a demand for ramen that anyone could make quickly. He conducted many experiments in his garden shed. Inspired by tempura, he eventually developed a method for frying noodles in hot oil. Put these noodles in a bowl, simply add hot water, and they're ready to eat. This was the first instant ramen. Instant ramen was a huge hit. Momofuku wanted to expand overseas, but there was a problem. People in many countries weren't used to eating from bowls with chopsticks. On a trip to America, he saw people putting his noodles in paper cups and eating them with forks. This gave him an idea. Noodles in their own cup, easy to eat with a fork too. 1971 saw the launch of the world's first cup ramen product, cup noodles. The cup has three functions: its packaging, cookware, and tableware. This was a truly revolutionary idea. His invention meant meals could be stored at room temperature and cooked anywhere just by adding hot water. Cup noodles and other cup ramen products quickly spread from Japan throughout the world. Cup ramen is now sold in over 80 countries and regions. In 2016, worldwide demand reached almost 20 billion. One reason cup ramen is so popular everywhere is that soup and seasoning can easily be changed to match local tastes. So, for example, German consumers love mushroom soup, and in Thailand, the favorite variety is Tom Yum Goong. But the key to making the tastiest cup ramen is adding the right amount of hot water and waiting for the correct time. No more, no less. Wait for exactly 3 minutes. Why? 3 minutes is just long enough to comfortably stimulate the appetite. And as they say, hunger is the best spice. Thanks to Toku, I now get the picture. But 3 minutes are almost up. Please, excuse me.
So we're going to take a prize break. Who traveled the furthest to come to Zenkaikon this year? Anybody? Where'd you come from?
Maine.
Maine? Anybody further than Maine? No? You? Washington State. So we have a Peak Pokemon cup noodle for you. Awesome. Over there. Over there. Okay. So as far as cup noodles, we saw how it came here to the States and how that most Westerners in the US, we don't eat from bowls with chopsticks all the time. We don't have our soup. We have our soup in bowls, but we don't. It's not really a part of our culture here. So when it came here, we as Americans like to adopt things for us because that's what we do. We're a melting pot and we have a lot of cultures together. So these are some of the popular US instant noodles. So we have Mike's Mighty Good. They're supposed to be a healthier ramen. It still has a lot of sodium and fat, but it's supposed to be healthier. They steam, they don't fry their noodles to preserve them, because that's what most cup noodles do. And they have a lot of great flavors but it's a really small portion. The wrap snacks are, I don't know. So they have a snack line, and now they just started making ramen. The story behind Mama Packs is really interesting. It was created by a man who was in jail incarcerated, and he wanted better food and better ingredients for people that were there and to give them access to these good flavors. And like I said, better ingredients, less sodium. So he created Mama Packs, and I believe it's given in a lot of prisons for free. And he has a website where you can kind of donate them to help his cause. And then any ramen is, I believe it's gluten-free, and it has a lot of protein, and it'd be not gluten-free, sorry, it's keto. So it has lots of protein and it can fit in the keto diet. Does anybody else have any US instant ramen brands they know about that they didn't list? Yeah.
Top ramen.
Top ramen? Top ramen, of course. It's the best one. Okay, so where are we at? Okay, I think we can do better than that, okay? Thank you. So who can name this anime since we're talking about cup noodles? Okay? It is Cowboy Bebop. Yes. Okay. So we're going to talk about the growth of the US ramen shops. So the biggest difference between Japanese ramen shops and the US ramen shops are the price. So in the US, most ramen shops you can get a bowl from anywhere from $13 all the way up to $20 a bowl. And that's kind of pricey, but you have to kind of consider that most of the ingredients they would have to have imported or make on hand and make on site. There are a few ramen shops near where I live, maybe only 3 out of the 70 in the DC area that actually make their own noodles. So I understand the price, but if you were coming from Japan, having really good ramen over there for a couple bucks, and you come here, it's really a culture shock. So ramen became popular in the US when Ippudo opened its New York branch in 2008. I still haven't been there. Has anybody been to the New York one? Ippudo? No? Okay, well, we can all go together one day. So since then, the market has grown by 20% each year. Back in 2019, the market size reached $1.5 billion with 2,000 stores across the US. And there has to be so many more, because just where I live down near DC, at least 10 shops opened in the last year during the pandemic when no one was going anywhere. So it's really taken off. I'm sure there's more than 600 in New York and California now. It's really interesting to see how these ramen shops grow. At least where I am, usually it starts with a pop-up, then they're in a food kitchen, and then they have their own shops. And during the pandemic, a lot of the US shops really excelled with packaging their fresh ramen for home use. A lot of them have the kind of the bowl separate with your soup at the bottom, toppings on top, pop it in the microwave when you get home, put it together. Perfect. So I think that a lot of ramen shops were surviving and thriving during the pandemic because they were able to conquer that packaging section of it. Right? So this one might be hard because I don't know it. I can't hear you, sorry.
Food Wars.
No.
Space Candy?
No.
Freedom?
No.
Naruto?
No.
Way the House Husband?
No. No.
Black Butler?
No.
Can we have a hint?
It has the name ramen in it, in the title. No. No.
Ramen?
Right there. Huh? I don't know what the Yes! You got it! I don't know what but you can come and get your chocolates later. No? This was a hard one. Someone suggested this to me when I was asking around. So I was like, I've never heard this, but okay, so nice. Awesome. So it looks like I think this character goes to a ramen shop all the time. I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. But it looks really cute. And the ramen looks really delicious.
I tried the viral ramen hack.
This is the creamiest ramen hack ever. Let's go with your.
This might be one of the most addictive ramen hacks I've ever tried. And you'll love this one if you love chili oil.
I finally gave in. I was being stubborn and I didn't want to try it.
But you asked to be delivered. Today I'll just try to do it again. We're making the TikTok ramen. It's perfect. Want to see how an almost registered dietitian makes ramen? I'm craving smushy comfort.
Try my ramen. How about that?
Bruh, Maruchan sent me some ramen and a bowl to get my ramen out of, and I thought it'd be the perfect time to try this ramen hack out.
Yo, this is how you make some hangover ramen.
Let's make ramen snacks.
I tried a viral ramen.
Top 5 one-step ramen upgrades. Number 5.
Okay, so back to that first one. So I've seen all over TikTok every single ramen hack that there could be. And there are so many. But this main one with the cube mayo, egg, garlic, and then mix it together to make your creamy ramen. I think that's the most popular. Has anybody tried that one? Did you like it?
It's really, really good.
It's really, really good. I added like cheese to my ramen and that made it creamy. Is it better than that?
It is because of the way like the sauce is poured onto the noodles. I made chicken one too, but that way, the way that the way there is the creamy stuff.
Viral ramen hack from months ago. It was highly requested, but I don't know why I'm just now getting around to it.
And the cube mayo adds a little bit of sweetness to it. That's
Okay. Did you do it with the shin ramen or
I use Michelin ramen.
Okay, I mean that's good. That's really good ramen too. So we're going to go through these two ramen videos I found on TikTok. The first is the 5 like staples you can add to your ramen to kind of increase your ramen flavor.
Japanese mayo. This stuff makes your ramen so creamy. If you haven't tried the hack, you're missing out. Number 4, minced garlic. If you like flavor, add this to your ramen. It is so good. Number 3, my personal favorite, tomatoes. Adding tomatoes into your broth and letting it simmer for like 5 minutes. Oh, game changer. Number 2, we have chili oil, and this makes your ramen from like boring basic ramen to like it's a fiesta party. Number 1, peanut butter or any other peanut butter alternatives. If you haven't added peanut butter to your ramen, have you lived?
Peanut butter, yeah. I love adding peanut butter to my spicy ramen. It kind of gives like a tan ramen kind of thing to it. It kind of adds sweetness. It's really good. I like it. If you go to like a Thai restaurant, you have extra the peanut sauce. Oh, just pour that on top. Oh, it's so good. But if you don't do peanuts, because my son is allergic, sesame paste works as well, and it kind of gives you that same nutty flavor. And then the next one is the actual TikTok ramen hack. That first video was actually from Mike's Mighty Good. So if you wanted to try any of those with their spicy tonkatsu, it's really good.
Trying it. So you're supposed to combine an egg with the seasoning packets from your instant ramen of choice, add in some minced garlic and kewpie mayo, then you mix it all up until most of the seasoning has dissolved into the egg. Next, boil the noodles until they're cooked, but save the water and keep it boiling. The water is key to cooking the egg as you slowly pour it into the seasoning mixture. It's probably easier to remove the noodles from the broth, but I was too lazy, so I just poured the broth in a little at a time, making sure to mix vigorously. The color was already starting to look interesting, and then I plopped in the noodles. The last step is to add in some chopped green onions. Appearance-wise, it looks amazing. Without the egg and mayo, the broth typically looks like a clear red, but with the items, it was creamy. Taste-wise, I was pleasantly surprised. The mayo offset the spice quite a bit, but made the broth a richer experience. I would definitely try this again, and I would recommend this to people who think the shin ramen noodles are too spicy. This hack will definitely help. Also, I can't find the originator of this hack, so if you guys know, please tell me so I can credit them in the description.
So she used the shin ramen, which is a little bit spicy. So like you said, it does kind of calm down the flavor of the spice level of it. Me personally, just add like half the packet because I'm a baby. But it does make it good. It makes it creamy. I usually add like, cheese and sausage to my ramen. But if you follow this creator as well, she did I think like a 30-day ramen hack video. So if you her name is Lisa Nguyen, and she did a lot with the instant ramen. So I would give her a follow on TikTok, and then Mike's Mighty Good. Okay, and? All right, you there? Inuyasha, yes. All right. So we talked about our instant ramen and the ramen shops. So next up is fusion ramen. Like I said earlier, us in the US, we like to combine things. We like to mix our cultures. We like to mix our food. So we have some good mixes here. The ramen burger. This was premiered up in New York by his name is Go Ramen on Instagram. and takes the ramen and mixes it to make the patties for the burger, uses a specialty burger for that. But birria ramen is really, really, really big right now. So I know there was like a huge birria craze right in the beginning of the pandemic, and that's when you have your beef or your meat and you braise it for a very long time. After you're done, you would griddle your kind of quesadilla, put the meat in, and then you have your consommé, which is the sauce that's left over to dip in. But what some people have been doing is using that consommé and mixing it together with either their ramen broth or just sticking their noodles directly into the ramen. So it's really good. A lot of taco places have it now. I think these are from two different taco places, and it's really good because sometimes they'll top it with the traditional birria toppings, the onions, cilantro, and radishes, but then also incorporate some of the ramen toppings. Some have had the bean sprouts, have eggs on them. This one has the corn and the pickled ginger. So it really adds to the flavor, and I kind of like this combination. So our next fusion is, these are all from one chef. Her name is Ramen by Ra, and she has created a lot of different combinations with her ramen. So we have watermelon ramen with spinach noodles. It was a cold ramen broth, kind of tasted like a watermelon vinaigrette with the spinach noodles. And I know it sounds weird, but the flavors and the mix together was very good. I was very surprised. She had that for her Juneteenth ramen. And then she had a chopped cheese ramen, which was a beef shoyu broth, which is that soy sauce broth again, with the chopped cheese on top and all of the toppings that come with it. Tomatoes, onions, lettuce, and the cheese crackles or something. And then she had her soul food ramen with smoked turkey, collard greens, and the spinach noodles again. So there are a lot of things that you can do with ramen, and you can incorporate your culture with it. You can clean out your fridge and have clean out the fridge day ramen. It's so versatile, and you can really make it your own. That's another thing that I really like about it. And let's go over here. And then she did one last thing, which is a ice cream, ramen-inspired ice cream. So she had a salty sweet miso ice cream with pickled ginger yuzu swirl and a black sesame twill. So it's kind of just going everywhere. You don't just have to have a bowl of hot noodles in front of you. You can take these dishes and turn them into whatever you like. Okay, so we're gonna do another prize break. Up here I have the picture of the ramen, so we made a spicy miso ramen with a ice cream cone in it. And then there's a recipe for cicada ramen. If you're interested in that, you can take a picture of it and make your own cicada ramen. I guess that would have been good last year when the cicadas came, but they're everywhere. So for the prize, for the other cup noodle, what is the craziest topping you've ever added to your ramen? So out of the ordinary, so we'll hear first.
There's like dried grasshoppers that come in like grasshoppers. And my friend there, we put them on my ramen in college, and we did. It was actually really good. It's like
okay, so can anybody top grasshoppers?
In like northern China, some people like eating dried silkworm larvae.
Dried silkworms?
Yeah, so I put that on my ramen.
Okay, so grasshoppers, silkworms. Anybody else? Here.
So this one isn't really crazy at all, but it was just something I did because I was on a budget at the time and I felt like being creative. So I once made ramen with like chopped up pieces of Slim Jim in there.
Slim Jim? Hey, is it back?
I had ranch dressing and it was great.
Okay, she's gonna actually come around the mic and you can let us know what your craziest topping is. We have one over here.
Call me basic, but I've added seaweed flakes to mine.
We'll get you after that.
Sorry,
So I had like 10 minutes before a lab in college, so I tried putting coffee in it. It was a terrible idea. So I had to go to the lab hungry and tired.
Okay. Back here and then back there. Yes. Oh, Tasha. Here. First. Yeah, it's gonna raise for a while. And then back there.
Yes.
Just keep your hand up on the front.
So I actually made a ramen pizza before, and it was a Hawaiian, so with pineapple and ham on it. It's not really weird, but I figured.
I mean, I see the people who hate on the Hawaiian pizza, so I can feel the anger. I think it's coming out or something. Yeah, that's not a girl something.
This one will burn a hole in your stomach. I tried the namshin ramen with cheese and added some kimchi to it. I'm trying to keep myself awake for a few hours.
Did it work? I bet it definitely worked.
Yes, it did.
I put a century egg in mine. Oh, okay. How did that taste? I actually really like them. Okay, okay. Century egg.
I want to put apple cider in it.
Apple cider? Okay. Apple cider vinegar or just apple cider? Just apple cider. All right. So we have, oh, Brenner here. Come. Brenner.
My Brenner was in the first 3 minutes of this.
We had a recipe where we deep fried the ramen, where we take the like a pancake batter, put it in the spice packet, and then boil the noodles and add it into the batter, and then deep fry the whole thing and serve it with some pickles and it's like a cheese sauce. It was not good for you.
And I think one more back here, and then one in the back. And then we can vote on which do you think was the craziest one?
I didn't have this one myself, but I saw one of my coworkers dump like half a bottle of wasabi into a cup of ramen.
Oh, that's teachers. Oh my goodness. I feel sorry for their bathroom.
Have you ever tried making a fusion of grilled cheese ramen?
I think I've seen it, but that sounds like...
Yeah, I was watching Red Link's Willet Ramen, and that was one of the first things they tried.
I think you could do that with like how the ramen burger was, with the patties and then have the cheese in the middle. Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds good. Hey, anybody else? Oh, put it in the back. She's gonna kill me.
This isn't particularly crazy, but I made like a peanut sauce with garlic, peanut butter, honey, ginger, and a couple other spices, some red pepper, and some of the water from cooking the noodles, and it was pretty good.
Oh, maybe not crazy, but that sounds really delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have crickets. Silkworms. Coffee. Ranch dressing. Century egg. I think they're the craziest.
And the Slim Jim.
And the Slim Jim was craziest. So do we go on Slim Jim? Raise your hand. Century egg. Okay. Ranch dressing. Silkworm. And crickets. Coffee. Oh, and coffee. So coffee, yeah. If you have the coffee, raise your hand. Awesome. question earlier. When this is done, during the question, you guys can come up and get buttons or stickers. So you're not forgotten. You get a prize. Everybody gets a prize. Everyone's a winner. Okay, so some of the local ramen shops around here, I found about 5 maybe close to the convention. So you guys can take a picture of this so you can look them up and hopefully give them a visit today. The first one, they are closed today on Sundays, which sucks. So they really wanted to visit them, but they open back on Tuesday if you are local. Okay, Noodle Shack, the Shogun, the Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi, the Sakura Restaurant, and Onions Cafe. It's not really a ramen shop, but I kind of find the best ramen at places that are not specifically for ramen. So like a sushi shop or like a mom and pop Japanese restaurant. Sometimes you have to look outside and find the best flavors. Okay, awesome. So Sakura has a recommendation and takeout only. So it's about a block away and they have really good ramen. Yes. Really good ramen. Oh, you guys.
Me and my family went to ECO last night. It was really good.
It was good. I heard it was like really, really crowded. It was crazy. It's really good. Okay, I'll have to drive back up. And try that one. Okay, we have someone cool. And please, if you've been to these places or you want to recommend a spot that's near here, go ahead and raise your hand. And we can share the wealth of the ramen lovers.
Hi, so I'm local. This isn't in Lancaster City proper. It's about like 7 or 8 minutes out. It's Ginza. Okay. Their main thing is sushi, but they also do ramen. That's pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to my list.
Hi, so this place is actually not around here, it's in Philadelphia. There's a ramen shop that just opened up called Rayaki, and it's all anime themed. They have a couple locations, I think, in New Jersey too, but it's pretty new, it's pretty awesome, and their ramen is good. So if you're looking to at least travel a little bit, I would recommend checking it out because it's really good.
Thank you for the rec.
Rayaki.
Rayaki, thank you.
In Philadelphia, the Northeast.
Got it. Thank you.
Issy actually has a sister store in Carlisle as well, if that's closer for anybody else that I'm sorry, coming back out here to Lancaster.
Oh, wow. Are they open on Sundays?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have another Philly one. Nam Nam Ramen. Best ramen in the city, in my opinion.
Best ramen? You sure?
Seriously, best ramen in the city.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Alright.
I have another one for Philly. Philly is really good for ramen. Yamasuki Ramen is adorable. There's a neck in the window, and it's all anime themed, and they have really good Japanese beers. Ramen beer.
Now I gotta go to Philly. Let's make me drive all around. Oh my goodness.
So I'm actually like really, really picky when it comes to my food. And so ramen is really difficult because I'll add things that I just have to take out or else I can't eat it. And we went to Issei yesterday and they actually have a Zenkaikon special and I got it and I added shrimp and it was like the best ramen I've ever had. It was incredible.
I don't like vegetables, so.
We live like 5 minutes from Noodle Shack, and they also have amazing ramen. It is a little on the pricier side, but it's definitely worth it. And pretty fast, I would say. They're pretty fast with the orders.
Here's some Noodle Shack. Make sure you get that one right down. It is $139. I love this shit.
I live out in Westchester, and there is a really good ramen place in Westchester City called Rai Rai Ramen. It's also Hawaiian barbecue.
Ooh.
So there's some interesting flavors to be had.
I'm excited about that.
And also there's a Round 1 in Exton, which is right next to Westchester, so come down for ramen and arcade.
I live in Philadelphia as well, and there's a restaurant called Tanoshi, which is in Willow Grove area.
Okay.
It's a really cute, really small Japanese, now it's a Japanese restaurant that has lots of anime decorations. They have a couple of manga there.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it's really cute and totally recommend it.
Thank you.
So, I actually have two shares, both from Philly as well. One is Terakawa Ramen. They actually have two spots in Philly, one near the colleges and then one in Chinatown. University City.
You got a second over here also?
And then there is a hot pot place in Chinatown as well. So it's all you can eat hot pot. I think it's like $25. And you can choose your own noodles. You can have split bowls. So you can have two different types of broth, and it's like they'll bring all the food out to you. So you can pick ramen, you can pick udon, or anything like that. It's really, really good.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, for those of you anime fans who also go to Otakon on 7th Street, there's a place that actually it's ramen because they make their noodles there called Rayron. I hope you all don't go when I try to go because I go at least once a day when I'm down there. It's the nuts.
I do love that. I love their broth. It's like, I've had the one where it's like a little bit lighter, and it was fantastic. I've been to like almost all of the DC ramen shops, so follow me and then you'll see all of them.
Hi, I hate to take the mic a second time, but for anybody local, in Lancaster there are two Asian markets that get a ton of really nice, like imported instant ramens from Japan. For anybody who's interested in that sort of stuff. They both have like super generic names, just like Asian market, but they have all sorts of instant ramens, and they have tons of like good produce and stuff like mushrooms and Asian vegetables and stuff for if you want to put those in.
Thank you. I'm going to take just a few more and then finish up and open up for any other questions. So, and then one over here, and then green.
I'm from Columbia, Maryland.
Okay.
And go Howard County. Anyway, so Akira, it just across from Columbia.
Yes.
Super good. Spicy ramen's really good. Spicy. And right next to it is a bubble tea.
Yep.
And mall's really great too. You want to hang out there.
Thank you. I think that was it. Okay, so these are some ramen pages that you can follow if you want to take a picture for Instagram and TikTok. Ramen by Raw, that first one I mentioned, she's the one that did the fusion ramen with the watermelon and the ramen ice cream. So she usually has an event every couple of months where you can buy the ramen and take it home. So if you're in New York or DC, she comes back and forth, you can order from her. And then of course a lot of TikTok rameners there. A lot of the places, especially Way of Ramen, will teach you how to make your own ramen at home. Has anybody ever made their ramen from scratch? Hold your bones, take forever, but it was delicious in the end? Yes, hours. Oh my goodness, it takes forever. So, I think I'm done. So again, if you want to follow me, then my QR code's up there. I'm sorry I'm ending just a little bit early, but if you guys have any additional questions, let me know. If you want to get some buttons, some stickers, they're up here for you, if you like.